Do we have free will? And I'm not trying to talk about this from a philosophical point of view or a theological point of view. Lots of very smart people have discussed this for hundreds, thousands of years. I'm more really thinking about this from a societal point of view. In society, the vast majority of our lives is really dictated for us. How many big decisions do you get to make that change the course of your life? And in reality, your decisions that you do make that are big are probably about the same. It doesn't really make much difference. Think about it. Like, you go to school, everybody has to go to school. And I'm not saying this is bad. Having an education is good. But the vast majority of schooling is a complete and utter waste of time. They don't teach you actual useful things for being an adult anyway. That is a subject for a different matter, a topic to discuss in detail at a different time. The point being, we go to school and then we go to college, and you have to choose what you want to be in college. In school, you don't really have a choice. There are some subjects, but like same, really. It doesn't make that much difference. You go to college, you have some choice, a lot more choice, but in reality, the vast majority of us will choose something, and then they'll go and get a job. And does it really matter if you're an architect or an engineer or an accountant? It's all kind of like you work in an office, you typey, you do some things, and who knows, you get paid in the bank account, and then you meet your wife somewhere along the lines. You go to a yoga club, or you go for a coffee morning somewhere, and then, oh, there's a woman. You get talking, and then, hey, presto, you're married and have kids. And I'm sure, it could have been several women or several jobs or whatever, but like, it doesn't really matter. You get a house, you have the kids, you move along, and like, that's everybody basically in life does these things, these steps. And is there really a choice? I don't think there is much. I mean, there are those people who are brave or foolish, who knows, but they just go off. They don't have money, and yet they somehow have freed them from the separation, this pressure that society puts them into, of making these milestones, these important things, this identity even, like to have a job and earn money and to support yourself in this financial way is an important factor of life that makes you feel like you're not worthy of anything and you're a pathetic piece of shit when you don't have it. I know, because I've been there for so long, and you feel like crap, you don't want to socialize, you don't want to interact with anybody because you're not functioning, you're not making money, and like, is this all we're designed for? And obviously there is a higher level than having a job that just makes money. There are jobs that have value, and being of value to society is a good thing. I'm not saying that, but like, a lot of jobs are just completely pointless. You work for an insurance company, which is a complete scam. All insurance is a company. That's again a tangent, but like, the point being, if you work for an evil company, you work for people doing evil things, is it better to just not have that job? Probably. And yet, why don't I have the bravery to go off into the wild, to take that risk, to go, and I would love to do, go off on all these adventures, but like, you're tied by the money. To be able to go without money and just see how it goes. And some people are. And then like, even like, if you do get married or do get a job, like, the pressure from your family and from your parents and society about those choices. Are you really free, or are you actually just making the decision that has been laid upon you by these other people and society? I don't know if you are really making, or if I am making the choices that are from me truly, or is it from everybody else's pressure? And to some degree I am doing my own path. Is it the best thing ever? No, but at least I've stuck to it to some degree, and it has caused me a lot of pain and suffering because of it, but that's a unique thing to some degree. I chose this, and now it's not great, but like, anyway, going off some tangents there. The point being, and the food for thought for today that I'm trying to give to you is I don't think I have much free will in reality. Everything is so heavily influenced by the pressures of society, and to be whatever that fit in that mold Like, even just think about, like, being a morning person. Like, the pressure of society to you to fit into the mold of being a morning person is so fundamental. And yet, if you're an evening person, if you're a night owl, you will just struggle your entire life because everybody and everything tells you you should be a morning person. And it's disgusting that we have categorized humans into these very, very limited boxes that we can exist within. And you try to step outside of it and you get smacked back down to say, no, fit in the mold. How much will do you actually have? And to those who break out of it, I wish I was as brave as you. I wish I could take those risks. But here I am, just making a silly YouTube video, complaining about it. So, I don't know what the answers are here, but it's something worth thinking about. Are we actually free? Or are we just a slave to the money because we have to pay the bills that come in every month? And without it, we will become a hobo living in the park. But maybe that is a better alternative than to be a corporate slave to the machine of nothingness, particularly if you work for evil corporations, which the vast majority of people seem to be doing these days. You know... I mean, and there are good jobs. If you're a nurse, you're a doctor, and you're saving lives, that's a great thing to be. There are plenty of great jobs of great value, of people doing great things in life. I'm not saying that working is evil. I'm not saying adding value to society is evil or bad. But how much choice do we really have? Anyway, thanks for listening. Have a great day. Wish me luck.